Hello students, welcome to my new YouTube channel. I am Joy Prakash and today we are going to discuss about light. It's the introductory class for 9th and 10th children. So let me start with a basic question. What is that required to see the beautiful things in the world? Yes, I know you will say it's our eyes, but a small question. During night time, if you switch off the light, then will you be able to see anything even though you have good eyesight? Definitely not. So if you light a candle or if you light a bulb, then definitely we will be able to see all the things. So we want some energy for the functioning of our eyes. So we can define light as light is a form of energy which gives a sensation of sight. Now let us see some of the important properties of light. The important points are reflection, refraction, dispersion, scattering, diffraction, polarization and interference. So in 10th class we are going to deal reflection, refraction, dispersion and scattering. So next year, that is intermediate, we are going to study about diffraction, polarization and interference. Now let us see two important points related to light. So let me write. Firstly, light is an electromagnetic wave. About electromagnetic waves we are going to study in the next coming videos. So light is an electromagnetic wave. That is, the wave doesn't require any medium to propagate. So light is an electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave. Secondly, the velocity of light. Velocity of light is represented with letter c. Why? Because it is constant. The value is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. That is around 30 crore meter per second. So for 1 second, the light travels at this great speed. That is, for 1 second it travels a distance of 30 crore meters. Now let us see representation of light. One of the strange feature about the light is invisible. It only makes things visible to us. So representing an invisible form of energy on the board is a difficult task. So scientists have found out a way. So light is represented by a ray. In this way. So do you think that the light is represented like an arrow? No. So this ray just tells us in which direction the light energy is moving. For example, let me take a candle here. So we have a candle here and the light is transmitted in all the different directions. Let me say there is a tree here which acts like an object, and let me also say that there is a tree here. Now if you consider the light rays which are traveling towards the tree here, so we represent the light ray in this direction. If you consider this case, then we are going to represent the light ray in this form. So this is how the light ray is represented. Now next, now collection of these rays. Let me say if the light rays are like this, we call that as a parallel beam of light rays. Parallel beam of light rays. Now suppose the light rays are in this way. So here we can see that all the light rays are moving to one specific point. So these are called convergent beam. Convergent beam. Suppose if you see the light rays are like this. So we can see that the light rays are moving in different directions. We call this as a divergent beam. Divergent beam. So depending on the distance of the light source, we get a parallel beam of light rays, we get convergent beam of light rays, we may get a divergent beam of light rays. Now let us study about the first property of light, that is reflection. Reflection is very important property of light. Because of reflection, we are able to see all the things on the surface of the earth. For example, if you look at the marker, now how do I see the marker? So when light is coming from the light source, when light falls on the marker, the lights get reflected, and this reflected light rays, when it enters my eyes, I can see the marker. So let us try to define what is reflection. So let me draw a mirror here. So I have a mirror. This is a mirror, and let me say light ray is coming like this. So this is a light ray which is incidenting on a mirror. Let me say the light ray is traveling through air. So here the light ray is coming through the air and it is falling on the mirror. Now this air is one medium and the mirror is the second medium. Now the light ray is moving from one medium and it is trying to enter into the second medium. Now after hitting here, the light ray is again coming back into same medium. So this is actually what we call as reflection. So reflection is defined as bouncing back of the light into the same medium when it hits any surface. It may not be mirror always. So let me write bouncing of light into same medium when light hits any surface. Now let us study about laws of reflection. Whenever the light reflects, they follow some rules, and that rules are called as laws of reflection. So let us see about it. So I have drawn here a mirror, and let me say a light ray is moving towards the mirror, and the light ray which is moving towards the mirror is called as the incident ray, and I am denoting it as A, and it is incidenting at B. So I say AB is called as incident ray. It's called as incident ray. Now this B is called as the point of incidence. Now at the point of incidence, I am going to draw a line perpendicular to the mirror at B. That is at the point of incidence. And that perpendicular line which is drawn at the point of incidence, that line is called as a normal. And I denote it as, I show it as N, and this BN is called as normal. Normal is very important line, and we generally see this normal wherever there is we see that the light is incident on any surface. Now this light ray, after incidenting, it is reflected in this direction, and I call this as C. So BC is called as reflected ray. So this is an incident ray, this is a normal, this is a reflected ray. Now you can see that there is some angle formed between incident ray and the normal. That angle I denote as angle I. So this angle I is called as angle of incidence. So the angle between incident ray and the normal is called as angle of incidence. Now the angle between the reflected ray and the normal is called as the angle of reflection. I denote it as angle R. Angle of reflection. Now let us see what are the rules, what are the laws of reflection here. The first law of reflection is, we can, wherever the reflection takes place, we can see that angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. This is the first rule. For example, if angle of incident is 30 degrees, then the angle of reflection also will be 30 degrees. I mean to say that when light ray falls here, an angle of incidence is 30 degrees, it never goes 60 degrees. It never goes like this. It's always, that is, angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection. That is the first rule. The secondly, the incident ray, the normal and the reflected ray all lie on the same plane. Incident ray, reflected ray and normal all lie on same plane. For example, so you can see that as the light ray is coming like this, so light ray is coming along the plane of the board. And after falling on this mirror, the light rays not reflected in some directions. After falling, the light is reflected again along the plane of the board. So incident ray, reflected ray and the normal all lie on the plane of the board. So we say that incident ray, reflected ray and the normal eye all lie on the same plane. Finally students, let us study about the types of images. We have two types of images, virtual image and real image. So generally the image which is formed when we see ourselves in a plane mirror, that image is what we call as a virtual image. So one of the important property of the virtual image is it cannot be caught on the screen. It cannot be caught on the screen. And coming to the real image, this image is caught on the screen. I would like to explain this. I want to show you about the real image practically now. So first let me explain to you. So real image can be caught on the screen. Caught on the screen. And the virtual image, it is a erect image. It is a erect image. And real image, it is inverted image. It is inverted image. So virtual image, it cannot be caught on the screen and it is an erect image. These are the two important properties. And coming to real image, it can be caught on the screen and it is inverted image. So generally, where do you see the virtual image is in plane mirror. And in coming to the real image, the best example you can take is image formed by concave mirror. There are different characteristics of the image. With the case of the concave mirror, we get there is one case where you get a virtual image also, but mostly there are so many cases where we are getting a real image. So coming to virtual image, this kind of image is observed in plane mirrors. Now coming to the real image, just I want to show you how this real image is formed with the help of this concave mirror. So before that, let me draw a diagram. After that, I would like to show this real image. So first I would like to draw this virtual image. So let me say this is a virtual image. So let me say this is a plane mirror. Now let me say that this is an object. This is an object. Now 3 light rays are moving towards the mirror. 3 light rays. So here we are having 3 incident light rays. First, second and third. Now these light rays, after incidenting on the mirror, they follow the rules of laws of reflection and they get reflected. This is first reflected ray and the second reflected ray is like this and the third reflected ray is like this. So we have 3 reflected light rays, 1, this is second and this is third. Now when you look at these 3 reflected light rays, the 3 reflected light rays are, we have seen previously the types of that is a light rays, we are having divergent beam of light rays. So these are divergent beam of light rays. So these light rays never meet. So if these reflected light rays are not meeting, then we get a virtual image. If the reflected light rays meet, then we get a real image. Let me show that. Now let me show the that is a virtual image. So if you extend this reflected light rays, then we get an image here. This is a virtual image. This is a virtual image. This is the case how the image is formed in case of plane mirrors. Now let us see about the real image. So the best example for the formation of the real image is the concave mirror. So this is a concave mirror. We are going to study about the concave mirrors in the next coming classes. So this is a concave mirror, and while drawing, so this is a principal axis, and this is let me say this is one tree, this is an object. So we are having some rules to draw this ray diagrams, which we are going to learn in the next coming classes. But here excuse me, so here I just want to show the ray diagram here. So here this is the first light ray, incident light ray, and let me say it's getting reflected like this, and this is another this is another incident. So you are having two incident rays here. This is the first and this is the second, and we have two reflected light rays. This is the first reflected light ray, and this is the second reflected light ray. So the first ray is like this, incident ray, it's reflected like this, and the second incident ray is like this, and this is the reflected ray. So this reflected ray and this reflected ray are meeting at a point. So generally you get a image here. So this image is called as a real image. This is a real image. Suppose if you keep a screen here, then the image is caught on the screen. So this is how we say that a real image is the image which is caught on the screen. Now let me, I would like to try to show you how the real image is formed. Dear students, so here I am making a small attempt to show the formation of real image. So let me introduce to you, explain to you. So this a candle acts like a source of light, and this mesh acts like an object. So we have the source of light and the object here. I am keeping here, and this acts like a screen. This is a screen, and as I have shown, so I have different mirrors here. This is a concave mirror and this is a convex mirror. We are going to see, we are going to study about this in the next coming videos. So here my intention is just to show formation of real image, and this is a V-shaped stand to hold the mirror. Okay, so the light source is here and the object is also here. The light rays is coming from the object and it is falling on the concave mirror. I am using here the concave mirror. So as the light rays come here, the light rays is incident and it's getting reflected. And when the reflected light rays, if it meets, then we get a real image. So I'll try to catch that real image on the screen. So I am making use of this screen. So I'll try to get the real image like this, and so this is a real image. That is a formation of real image. Can come closer. So that is a real image which is formed. So light rays are coming, falling incident on the concave mirror. They are getting reflected and the reflected light rays are meeting. So where the reflected light rays meet, there you can get the real image, and the real image can be caught on the screen. So the first point I have written that the real image can be caught on the screen. So this is the meaning of the real image. Suppose if I replace the concave mirror with convex mirror, let us try to check if we get any images. So you can see that you don't get any image. So there is no formation of any image, and that image cannot be caught on the screen. So the image formed by the convex mirror is a virtual image. So you cannot get the image on the screen.